Hi, Christy Harrison here at the Daviess County Animal Shelter. I'm a volunteer and I love to walk dogs, and I hope you do too. We take in about 3,000 animals per year, and we'd love to have you help us walk them so they stay entertained and happy and healthy while they're here at the shelter. There's a few safety things you need to know, and we're going to start at the beginning. So, have you turned in your volunteer form? If not, you're going to follow me inside. We're going to get one of those at the desk where you'll sign in every time you come and sign out. It's your first time visiting the shelter. Make sure that you fill out your volunteer waiver and release form. You can find them here at the front desk, or it's also online, and you can submit it via email. Once you have that filled out, you're going to immediately be able to volunteer, and you'll sign in on this register and sign out before you leave so we know who's in the building and when you leave. You might want to know what to expect when you come to the shelter. There's going to be a lot of sights and a lot of sounds and some smells, and it's going to be emotional for you. You're going to see some things that are going to tug on your heartstrings, and that's okay. What we're here today to focus on is giving the animals the best moment that they can have for their whole day. Welcome back to our dog kennels. You're going to see two main sides of the shelter. Side A tends to be our smaller dogs and our puppies, and side B tends to be our larger dogs, although you may see some mismatches in there. The way we want you all to be able to identify the dogs that you can walk is by our card system. We have red cards, yellow cards, and green cards. You never touch a red card, never go up to its kennel. Those are staff-only dogs. If it has a yellow card, we want you to be here working with us for about 3 months in a volunteer role before you actually walk those yellow carded dogs. That just might mean that they're scared or timid, or that they pull really hard on a leash. But for your safety, avoid those yellow carded dogs. Green cards, that's what you're looking for when you're volunteering with us. So we're going to go on in, and I'm going to show you exactly how to leash up a dog. There's a trick to it, and how to safely get them in and out of their kennel. So come on back. When you approach a kennel, you want to bend down and try to make eye contact with the dog and get a feel for their body language. If they're excited and happy to meet you, showing happy posture, their tail's up, they're coming forward to the kennel, you want to put your hand up like this and let them lick you or touch you in some way. Never put your fingers through the kennel, ever, ever. So once the dog decides, yes, I would like to go outside with you, you're going to slip the leash over their neck. You're also going to see this piece on every single leash that we have here. It's important to cinch this down so that if they get scared and try to back away, they can't actually back out of the leash. Camilla likes hugs, so she's gonna get a little belly rub here. So we're outside of B Kennels, and we are walking dogs, and you'll notice how we're standing about 20 feet apart, which is ideal because these dogs are not kenneled together, therefore they may not interact with each other. Hi, David. We ask that you keep the dogs out for a good 15 to 20 minutes once they decided they want to come out of their cage. Once you've walked them for a good 15 minutes, giving them maybe 5 minutes of love, that's the most important part, is the love. You're going to take them back into the kennel area. We want to make sure that you're never in the kennel area when someone else is opening or closing a door. That's when a dog fight could happen. So it's imperative that you wait until someone has completely finished in a kennel before you go in. So once they're back in their kennel, you're going to go to the little dry erase sheet that's on the outside of the kennel area, and you're going to make a check mark. That means that the dog has been walked for the day, and if they have been walked twice, then they'll get 2 check marks. If there's 2 or 3 dogs in a kennel, 2 check marks for 2 dogs, 3 check marks for 3 dogs. Never ever get multiple dogs out of the kennel by yourself. That's just an accident waiting to happen, because they will all try to get out at once, and you'll be running around in circles trying to catch them. So always have a friend with you if you're going to try to get 2 dogs out of the kennel. I'm going to show you when we go back what it looks like, but going in and out of the kennel is the most dangerous part, the most risk liability part here, because dogs can actually reach out from under the kennel with their mouths and with their paws, and that's when accidents occur. So in each room you'll see a divider, a concrete divider down the wall, and you will have your dog to the inside of the concrete like this, and the kennels are all over here. You'll hold them very, very tightly, and you'll walk briskly back to the cage, and you're the barrier between you and the other dogs in the kennel. That is imperative. We want to make sure that those enterings and exits are done in a swift manner, and you know where you're going. So this is Hickory, and he is in the meet and greet room. This is the favorite place for our dogs here at the shelter. So once you walk them, give them a little bit of loving. If this room is available and there's not a potential adopter in here, please, please, please bring them back to play with them and love on them. This is where you can take their picture and share it on social media and advocate and tell their story so they can have a chance at adoption. Another safety moment we want to talk about are slips and falls at the shelter. So we have a lot of bodily fluid sometimes, and things are wet and slippery, and there's a lot of mud around too, especially when it rains. So we want to make sure that you guys are sure on your feet, watching your footing, and also trying to avoid any hoses that you might see, especially in the morning time when they're spraying out the kennels. So dog fights can happen at the shelter, and we try to avoid those at all costs. So please, 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 when you're entering or exiting kennels, make sure you have your dog straight by your side and with a concrete barrier in between you and the other kennels. If dogs do get into a fight, find the nearest staff and yell for help. Do not intervene. Your instinct is going to tell you to try to separate those dogs, and we do not want you to do that because we don't want you to get hurt. So please just go find the nearest staff and leave the dogs. Another thing to try to avoid dog fights that we do is, unless they're in a kennel together, they may not socialize. So when you have them out walking, we want you to stay at least 10, 15, 20 feet even apart from each other. So Hickory's in his own kennel, so he does not get to nose up to another dog. He doesn't get to play right now until he gets dog tested, which would be a happy moment before he gets adopted. But absolutely, if they're not in the same kennel, they cannot interact because we don't know. We just want to keep everybody safe.